Hi, I'm Max.
And I'm Skylar.
During quarantine, we decided to start watching Bob's Burgers to see what it was all about.
It didn't take long for us to become completely obsessed with the show.
But one of the things we love the most are the brilliant end credit sequences.
Which is why we created this podcast.
Each week, we're going episode by episode to talk about the elaborate end credits.
We're excited to have you join us on the very first Credit Score spinoff, Bob's Credits.
We'll make sure the Bob's Burgers end credits get the credit they're due. Oh, the big breathe in before I even say it. Chip, 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 baroo. Chip, 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 baroo.
I'm already annoyed.
You're already annoyed.
I'm already annoyed.
People who don't know what the credits to this episode are probably annoyed too.
Yeah. I feel like if you're a hyper fan, you know what that is, though.
I think so. I consider us hyper fans, but we didn't know.
I don't find you annoying. I only find you 50% annoying.
Oh, thank you.
I
That's
find
sweet.
that song you're singing annoying, but we will get into that when we make it to the credits.
Okay. But how was my chip chipperoo on a scale of 1 to 10 for this episode? That's all I care about. I'm just looking for validation.
I just don't know what to say to you, to be honest, because just crashing halt.
Crashing halt?
Halt.
Crash and halt? Hauled?
The chip chipperoo always brings our conversation to a crashing halt.
Oh, crashing halt, not crash and halt or like catch and halt fire. What's that show's called?
I don't know.
Oh, it's good that the sign on for this podcast always brings the podcast to a stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say. It's staying.
Okay.
We've committed this long.
Well, I mean...
Hey, everyone. Welcome to our first recording of 2021.
It's off to a really rough start.
Yeah. It's crazy out there.
But...
As always.
Out where? It's crazy in here.
It's crazy in here.
But it's also crazy out there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. We're going to get right into these credits, but we've got a few things to address first. One is, I see you've got a beautiful ring on your finger, Skylar. Do you want to announce a little something to our listeners who might not know at this point?
You see this smile on my face. I'm just lighting up like Christmas, but we have done this before, Max.
We have?
Yeah.
We recorded an episode where we announced this?
Yeah, and you said, let's see if it lasts. And I said, why would you say that?
Oh. Okay.
To be fair,
I'm cutting all this.
I liked this version better. It was much sweeter.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll keep it in. We'll decide. We'll see how it works. I'm known at this point for repeating stuff I've already said on previous episodes.
I think Max has this theory that when you record a podcast, you black out. Like if I'm like, how did podcast recording go? Like, what did you guys talk about? He'll be like, I just blacked out the whole time. That's what it was like with our engagement too. Like the whole weekend. I've been
blacked out since, is what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying it's like, it's a lot. So I can kind of understand that you don't remember us announcing our engagement on the podcast, even though it was the day after our engagement.
Oh my God, I'm in so much trouble.
You're not in trouble. Come on.
The chip chipperoo got me in trouble, not this.
Yeah.
Well, should we move forward and get me out of this mess?
How are you feeling how this is going?
I'm feeling awful.
Are you being podcast Max or like Max? Like, how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm fine.
Okay. I'm very excited about today's podcast. Like, we will redeem ourselves because this episode is so good.
It's a big one. We'll get into it in a second. One thing I want to do is thank our newest Patreon subscriber.
Are they related to us?
Why would they be related to us? Oh, no, because that's,
it's like
that's
my
how
mom
it started off, right? No, unless one of us has the last name Hazer, because it's Gal Hazer, who I know as a Credit Score fan.
Oh my gosh.
My other podcast.
Nice to meet you, Gal.
Gal. So thank you, Gal, for supporting us and for listening. And thank you to all our other Patreon subscribers, too.
Thank you so much. Max and I had a little bit of an argument the other day because we were trying to fit...
Did I forget the engagement?
No. I was mad at you because we weren't being realistic about how long this podcast takes us, like the research, rewatching the episodes, recording. So we had a little tiff about time management. But when you guys support us like this, it makes every fight, every ounce of effort so worth it, and we're so glad you're enjoying it.
The more money you give us, the more fights we will have. Promised. Maybe on the mic. That's what you come here for. That's exciting.
Right.
Who doesn't like to, eavesdrop on a couple fighting? I know I do.
Oh, I love it.
It's the thing I miss the most about getting to be in public.
Yes, I love it. So we'll be like walking down the street, and I just have a radar for this stuff.
Skylar can hear like an argument across the street, and
I have
she will
very good
completely
hearing.
like everything around her, every sound around her, like me talking to her,
It just
will just
mutes.
disappear. And mutes, and she is just picking up this argument across the street. And it's like, oh, they're getting into it.
And Max likes it and hates it. One, he hates it because he's like, Skylar, you're being very obvious. Please stop staring at those people. But two, he loves it because I'm like, okay, do you want to know what Jen said? Because Jen is pissed at whatever.
Kyle. It was definitely a Kyle.
It was definitely a Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to move into just a little bit of sad news. This is the first time we're recording since the lead character designer from Bob's Burger, Dave Creek, passed away just recently in complications from a skydiving accident. And it's just sad. He's been with Bob's Burgers from the beginning. One of the directors, illustrator Simon Chung, tweeted that he's most likely created one of your favorite characters at some point, or designed one of your favorite characters.
I'm like tearing up right now. I didn't expect you. I forgot we were talking about this, and it just like
it's hard to transition to this too.
There's no right transition. It's just like there's so much loss going on in the world, and this feels like so personal, even though
it
we
feels
didn't
like,
know him.
and it's like
it's a tragedy.
And absolutely, and it also feels like, because we're like a lighthearted podcast about a comedy series, it's like when a sitcom has something awful and then they've got to segue into something funny, and it's just,
we were talking about this the other evening.
Hard to do. Yeah, we're gonna try to do it. But I wanted to read a tweet from Wendy Molyneux, one of our favorite writers from the show. And she just said, if you love Bob's Burgers, you love Dave Creek. He was an adventurous, funny, outgoing, amazing artist, and one of the most incredible, interesting people I ever met. I often thought that Dave really knew how to live, and I wish he got to live some more. Rest in peace, buddy.
I'm just having a really hard time with this. I think what was particularly hard about it for me, first of all, when you see his picture, he just like looks like the kindest guy, and like she said, knows how to live life. I think what's hard about it for me is that he was a skydiving enthusiast, and there's just something about like accidental deaths that just like really trigger me, and it's devastating. But his art lives on, so
beautifully said.
Yeah. So, speaking of that, his art.
Is this how you segue?
I mean,
okay. No, I'm with you. Let's do it.
I feel like that would have been a really nice segue if you hadn't stopped me in the middle to point out how awkward I am.
I would like to point out that I deal with sad and serious stuff and awkward moments with humor. So that might be why I'm trying to shift it.
Well, I mean,
I'm the person who like laughs uncontrollably when it's inappropriate.
I was just about to bring that up. Okay, so speaking of laughing, this is one of my like I think it's going to end top 10 episodes for me.
Wow, okay. I'm with you, I think, because it introduces us to one of the characters that like stood out to me during our first viewing of Bob's Burgers, and was like, this is a girl that everyone knows in their life at some point.
Well, can you tell us?
Well, I'm going to let you do it, but first we have to play Bob Pun or Max Pun.
Let's do it.
Okay. Your first pun is the Conjuring 2 burger.
The what?
The Conjuring 2 burger.
Conjuring.
Yes.
And coriander?
Corn.
The corn. Okay. You?
Nope. Bob.
Max tricked me because we watch a lot of horror films over here. So I thought, anyway.
I'm trying to trick you this whole time. Okay. The Painted Blackberry Burger.
Bob.
Yes. The Shroom Where It Happens Burger.
Come on. You.
No.
Oh my God.
Bob, I knew you thought it was going to be me because for some reason recently all I do is walk around singing Hamilton songs.
We are into it. There's been a Hamilton revival in this house.
We were kind of late to Hamilton, but Disney Plus got us into it, and I can't stop walking around singing Wait for It and other songs. Okay, your last pun is the Cabinet of Dr. Calamari, topped with fried calamari.
Bob.
Max.
Ooh, you like went back to film school. Yeah, you're that annoying dude.
I majored in film studies.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those who aren't film school students, that's from the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari.
Yes.
A silent film. One of the most famous silent films.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I remember it well.
Okay, should we get into this episode?
Calamari.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time we've had calamari? That sounds so good.
Been a long time.
Ooh,
You
maybe
typically
I could
get fried
make some.
calamari in a restaurant, and we've not been to a restaurant
Exactly.
in almost a year now.
Well, takeout. We've gotten a lot of takeout.
True.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into this episode. It's episode 8 of season 3. Skylar, can we have the title and synopsis, please?
My pleasure. All right. The title is The Unbearable Likeness of Jean. And before I get into the synopsis, that is obviously a play on the unbearable lightness of being. Now, were you familiar with the plot of that?
I was not familiar with the plot. I know that the information I have is that it was a book in 1984 novel and had a 1988 film starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Juliette Binoche. Binoche.
I love her.
We should watch it. I've never seen it.
Wait, has
and I like
Juliette
both those actors a
Binoche
lot.
been on Call My Agent yet?
Yes.
She has.
Yes.
Guys.
Call My Agent.
She was
another
at the
good show.
Cannes episode.
A French show.
It's
French
so
comedy. Or dramedy, I'd say.
So basically the plot is it's the story of a young woman who's torn between the man she loves and basically his womanizing and infidelities, basically. I haven't seen the movie. We should watch it.
Oh, that's like the perfect role for Daniel Day-Lewis.
But I have to say, I love this title. I think it is a fantastic play on words, and I just love it. All right, so the synopsis. When Courtney declares that she likes Jean, he agrees to go out with her to avoid hurting her feelings. There's just one problem. She is the most annoying girl ever. The whole family agrees. Soon, Jean's desperate to break up with her. And after some coaching from Tina and Louise, he's ready. But the plan goes out the door when he meets Courtney's father, Doug. He's a jingle writer, and his studio transports Jean to gear heaven. With this new connection to the music biz, Jean can just taste his record deal. There's no way he's breaking up with Courtney now. Meanwhile, Linda goes on the Skin Deep diet, where you can only eat fruit and vegetable skins. It's a beautiful portrayal of what utter bullshit diet culture is. The episode culminates at Courtney's birthday party, where Jean performs for Doug, which will hopefully launch his music career. Spoiler, it doesn't go well.
This episode came out on December 9th, 2012, and was written by Holly Schlesinger and directed by Don McKinnon.
Fantastic.
So this is where we meet Courtney for the first time, who has one of the greatest character quirks
Yes.
of all time. Because like I said, this is a girl we've all known at some point in our lives, and she wears a little heart necklace.
Yeah.
And she constantly is has it in her mouth and is sucking on it.
And the noise.
Yeah.
And so we all know this girl, but I feel like she's the perfect culmination of these girls. The locket thing. Didn't you just know a girl?
It's kind of her breathy voice.
Her breathy voice, but also the girl who makes a bigger issue out of a health issue than it is or something. I have scoliosis or
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
It's such a great character.
No offense to people with scoliosis. I know it's painful.
I've got minor scoliosis.
My
I wasn't
mom had-
offended.
yeah.
I was minorly offended. So David Wayne is the guy that does the voice of Courtney, and he is a longtime comedy director and writer, but he's probably like best known for he directed Wet Hot American Summer.
No way.
He wrote Wet Hot American Summer, yeah. Directed Role Models with Paul Rudd and Sean William Scott. Yeah, and he was a member of the sketch comedy group The State, which was big on MTV in the 90s, kind of before like there was a lot of sketch comedy. I think there was like
Wow.
stuff, Saturday Night Live and stuff, and there was
MTV
and there was
just
like In Living Color, but
Ahead of its time.
yeah. And his voice, like I said, the voice is so great. I don't know how he does that. Like, gee, I can't even do it.
What do you think's inside her locket?
I don't know. Or it could just be like a flat
It could.
heart. I think it's like a flat heart.
I think the more annoying version of the necklace is a locket.
Okay.
And she has like
Speaking of annoying, Biscuit just
Yeah.
left your side because he's annoyed that
now
you're.
I'm cold. He was
Yeah.
keeping me warm.
He's getting some stretches in.
She has like her cat's ashes in there or something. I don't know.
Oh, and it's in her mouth? Oh, that's awful. Okay.
Okay.
We talk about Courtney's dad, who
Doug.
Yeah, Doug. He is voiced by John Michael Higgins, who I know you hate this. He's in everything,
I
but
have
he's
no
one of
idea.
like the Christopher Guest mockumentary cast members.
Oh.
And in Best in Show, he is he's one of the gay couple with Michael McKean.
And what dog do they have?
They have like the floofy like Shih Tzus. Like they're
Okay.
really like with like the brushed hair and brushed out hair, and when they get to their hotel room, he completely like redoes it and like hangs
that the
like
bee?
drapery off.
No, that's a different couple.
No, that's like the
Oh.
rich like
There's a woman.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But John Michael Higgins, and I also heard recently on a podcast, I think it was Justin Long's podcast with Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn was talking about John Michael Higgins, and he said that he's the greatest improviser. Like he says,
Wow.
you cannot keep up with him if you're doing a scene with him. He is
And
just
he plays-
hilarious.
He's Doug's voice.
He's the voice of Doug, yeah,
That's
who
cool.
will be very important for these end credits.
Very important. Spoiler alert.
So a couple more fun facts for you before we actually get into these end credits. This is the first appearance of Lenny DiStefano, who is kind of like the cool kid in school. All the kids, like everyone thinks Courtney's annoying.
Uh-huh.
Everyone thinks Lenny DiStefano is the coolest. And even Bob thinks Lenny DiStefano is the coolest.
Really?
Yeah. I think
Why
there's
is
one
this
point,
just, was I asleep? Why is this going right over my head?
because I think it's not as obvious. Like they make more mentions of him in the future, but
Okay.
he's in the car ride where Courtney's like kicking Bob's seat,
Oh.
and Bob's so annoyed. Lenny says something, and Bob's like thinks he's
This is super cool.
yeah. This is also the only episode where we ever see Courtney's mother. She's at like her birthday party, just handing out cake and stuff.
That's right.
Whereas her dad makes a few appearances further down the road.
Uh-huh.
Another fun fact is that Tina mentions two students named Wendy and Lizzie, named for the Molyneux sisters.
Ding, ding, ding.
The opening credits
Okay.
change a little bit in this episode. Gene plays a newer sound on his keyboard.
Uh-huh.
Music has been changed a bit, if you listen closely, with a cymbal crash and a few other sounds. This might be
Okay.
where Louise's like, comes in finally.
No,
No?
it
We
is
already
not.
did that?
Do not steal my light. Okay.
Oh.
I have a big announcement for
Oh my
next
God.
week's episode.
Oh, that's next week.
Do not steal my spotlight.
Spoiler alert. For Spotlight.
Okay, so the symbol is added,
Mhm.
but there will be one final change.
Okay. Interesting. So they're doing a lot of adjusting during these.
But I
this
love
season.
that. I feel like, with like movies or books, like once it's out there, you can't change stuff. So I kind of love that you can continue to develop something.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
And one final fun fact for you is that this is the first time we see both Linda and Mort's teeth.
What?
Yeah, I guess they're like smiling or something, or there's a point where they're talking about it, but
Do you have a still?
I don't. But I'll try and get one.
We got to put that on social.
Yeah, okay.
I feel
I'll
like
track
it's going
one
to be
down.
terrifying. Is it because, it's when Linda's trying to eat that cantaloupe, I think.
Ah,
the cantaloupe
so she needs
skin.
her teeth to eat the cantaloupe
And
skin.
it's really freaky looking.
Okay. I'll get
I
a
didn't
picture.
like it.
I'll get a picture
I
of her
didn't
eating
like
the
it.
cantaloupe skin
Okay.
to scare everyone else.
Perfect.
Okay, should we get into these credits?
Let's do it.
Actually, before we get into the credits, because of the last scene right before the credits and because of the credits themselves, we're going to play two things that happen at Courtney's birthday party.
Yes.
One is Bob meets Doug, the jingle writer, for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then two is that Gene writes a song to perform at Courtney's birthday. So let's start with Doug meeting Bob.
So, Bob, I hear you're a burger man.
Yep. Gene mentioned that you write jingles.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm afraid to say yes.
Bum 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 blazing beef and big old buns. Bum 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 bun bun bun.
Well, nice meeting you.
Attention, every.
So that starts, that's obviously the jingle that he writes, but that leads right into Courtney announcing,
Silent Love.
yeah, Gene's song.
Gene is trying to land a record deal here.
Yeah, he thinks Doug
Like-
is his way in.
Yep.
Gene's written a love jingle about me, and he's going to perform it now.
This is more of an extended jingle jam / demo reel. I call it Silent Love. When I close my eyes and I cover my ears, it's almost like you aren't here. It's a silent love.
Silent love. Silent.
No, seriously.
Talking about silent love.
Stop singing.
Oh, the ladies in the house now. Silent love.
She's so annoying.
She's so annoying.
Gene, I do the fellas in the house. You can't do the ladies and not do the fellas.
Just be quiet.
Let me sing.
Gene is being so rude right now, but I am on his side.
Yeah,
she
she
is
leaves
so
him no
annoying.
choice. She leaves him no choice. That reminds me that we forgot to say that there's a little montage where they're dating, and it's set to "We Go Together" from Grease.
Yeah.
But Courtney's singing it.
Yeah.
And it's just so
He's
it's
like
so
running
awful.
away from her.
Yeah. So the credits, right before the credits, we've got a shot of Gene 6 months later. He's sitting on the couch in the bedpan that he got from the hospital because the doctor said he could keep the bedpan and he was wearing it as a hat. And he's just watching TV and he recognizes the song.
When I close my eyes and I cover my ears, it's almost like you're not here. It's a silent muffler.
That's my song. That's my song. Doug!
Now in 4 convenient locations.
So Doug stole Gene's jingle and sold it to Silent Muffler.
That family.
They're awful. And now we're going to go right into the credits with...
All right, pause it. Let's set the
Bum
scene.
bum bum.
Okay.
All right, so classic kitchen situation. We have Louise, Tina, and Bob in the kitchen making burgers.
And we get this kind of ukulele version, which I assume is Lauren Bouchard, the creator who does the
Oh, he's a
opening
ukulele
theme.
man?
Yeah, playing this version of the jingle.
Uh-huh.
Or it sounds like, yeah. And we start to hear bum, 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 bum. And we see someone appearing in the window, the service window, and it's not Linda.
Linda.
Bum 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 bum.
So Doug dances into the window performing his jingle.
And he is wearing his stupid purple dad polo. Isn't
Yeah.
that the most stupidest dad polo you've ever seen?
Yeah.
I'm very angry
Yeah.
at the polo.
And I'm going to go throw away my purple polo now. And I think the song, it's like bum, 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 bun, bun. Yeah.
That's why, so the end of the jingle, when he
Yeah.
goes bun, bun,
Yeah.
makes sense. Because I didn't think that made sense at the beginning.
And then,
You've cracked the code. Okay.
so
All
they're
right, so
still,
he's in there. He's doing his stupid, annoying claps.
yeah, no one seems to be reacting
Mm-hmm.
to him at all.
Bum bum blazing beef and big old buns. Bum 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 bun bun bun.
So Linda comes in and she acknowledges him dancing there,
Uh-huh.
but then just grabs the burger to serve and walks out of the.
Uh-huh. And then the music changes a little bit, huh?
Yeah, it gets a little more like I want to say like a surf rock song, like
Let me
a little
hear.
Beach Boysy maybe.
Oh, totally. All right, Linda leaves. Doug is dancing in the window and then exits the window.
Bum 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 bum.
And then he comes in closer,
Again.
like where Linda was, to the service window, and he's singing his song again, and this time on his bun, Gene's walking in, and he points to the 2 buns on Gene's burger costume.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's in the window. Gene is walking across in his burger bun. Let's see it.
You want to go back a little bit?
Oh, I missed it?
Yeah. I'll go back a little bit.
That was subtle.
Bum 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 bum.
Oh, that was cute.
Bum 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 bun bun.
And that's it. Those are the end credits to the Unbearable likeness of Gene. Skylar, highlights, lowlights, things you liked, things you didn't like.
Do you want to go first? I have some strong opinions this week.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you go first. Then
I don't want
I want to hear his
want to
opinions.
sway your opinion because it might just be that I'm hangry again.
I don't like these that much.
I don't like them at all, and it's such a good episode, and there's so many songs to pick from. There's Gear Heaven.
Yeah.
There's Silent Love. I was wondering if you could go back and play us the montage when they're first dating.
The We Go Together?
Yeah, because I thought they could have done something there. I think the first time we watched this episode, right when they started this montage, I was like, oh, I bet this is going to be the credits.
We go together, like level, 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 kicking a ding dong, remember forever.
Yeah, I think
I just love her singing this.
I don't know if like they couldn't have the rights to it for multiple plays or something, or I don't know. So maybe they didn't.
I don't know that it's the right choice. I just think you have a couple pieces of music you can choose from. It's her singing this cover. You have Gear Heaven when Gene goes to break up with Courtney and sees Doug's studio. He's transported to Gear Heaven and he flies up into Gear Heaven and there's keyboards and whatever. And then you also have his Silent Love. Do we have any other jingles?
I think that's it.
I'm just saying you have a lot to choose from, and they choose the most annoying jingle.
I think what the thinking, I'm putting myself in their shoes as much as I possibly can, is that this was a jingle that he was writing for Bob's Burgers. So it's like, well, we're in the restaurant, we're cooking burgers, let's play the Bob's jingle.
It probably is the right choice. I just think it's annoying. So maybe they shouldn't have done any music.
Maybe they could have done, as much as I don't like them going out of the restaurant, created a full like Bob's commercial with that jingle, like kind of like the Silent Muffler one we just saw.
Here, oh yeah.
Like a full like kind of like Bob's Burger type commercial that you might see on TV with that song.
Yeah.
Maybe like an actual version of the song, like a recorded version that's not just him like singing.
Yeah. But then, I don't know. I don't see, that doesn't feel like the credits they normally do. I think in future seasons, they do a lot of like full songs and they're out of the restaurant. We don't like them as much, but I could see Gear Heaven. And then now Tina and Bob are in Gear Heaven with him. Like the whole family's in Gear Heaven and they're doing weird stuff. Like I could see something like that.
I hear you. Are we ready to score?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, we didn't do like highlights and lowlights.
I thought that's what that was.
I just feel like I'm being so hard on them that I want to hear your full perspective.
No, I don't. I find
what don't you like about it? Because I can't figure out what it is.
I don't like Doug that much. Like I don't care for the character that much. I would have preferred a Courtney, like as annoying as Courtney is, but I love Courtney. Like yeah.
So what could she be doing?
I don't know. Following Gene around, doing annoying things to like Bob and the girls while they're trying to prep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're ready to score?
Yeah.
Why do you say yeah?
I just feel bad.
Okay. We score on a scale of 1 to 10 H's at the end of Tina's On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this 2.5. I'm sorry.
It's so painful because there's nothing wrong with them.
No, not at all.
In fact, it's good. They did pick the right musical choice. It's just, I'm going to go a 3.
Okay.
And I think the problem is the context. You have a stellar episode that will probably land in our top 10 and shitty credits.
Yeah, that's also might be why we're a little let down, just because the episode was so good.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
You know, and a lot of
Exactly.
times, sometimes the credits are better than the episode itself.
Right. We
which-
haven't yet.
Talked about that part, that segment.
No, we've talked about the segment. We
Oh.
haven't gotten to an episode where that's the case, I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we covered that segment. We got the score. That's it for the unbearable likeness of Gene. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, please follow us on social media. Bob's Credits, all across the board. Support us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Bob's Credits. And follow us personally on Instagram because we've just dropped yours. So Skylar is at
Yes.
No Crying and Cooking, all one word. I am at Oh Hello It's Max, all one word, on Twitter and Instagram. Biscuit is on Instagram at It's Biscuits World, all one word. Anything else we got to drop here? Please leave us reviews. We still love getting your reviews. 5 stars, please, if you can. Tell your friends about us. If your friends are Bob's Burgers fans,
Yes.
word of mouth is huge and it really helps us grow. And we want to,
Celebrate Bob's with
Yeah.
all y'all.
we want to nerd out on Bob's with as many Bob's Burgers fans as we can. So,
Yeah.
anything else you got to say before we sign off here, Skylar?
Just stay saucy.
You know, people don't get to see your cute little snap and gun when you do that, but it's great.
You can't really do it without it, though, can you?
Yeah.
Why don't you try it?
Stay saucy.
No,
That was
try-
a loud snap.
Try and do it without the snap.
Oh.
Without the snap.
Oh.
Without no hands.
Oh. Stay saucy.
It
Yeah.
doesn't work as much.
You're right. I like that it took me 6 tries to get what you were trying to get me to do. We'll see you guys all next time.